I know you guys have been waiting. Thank you for your patience. A lot of celebrating going on in that locker room. And it's normally a lot longer than most times because it's our last time with that team. Obviously, our seniors are graduating. Great kids. You see the stuff on the field and, all the things they've accomplished, but they're just such great people. I just been so fortunate to coach those guys and just really proud of all the things they've done. Like I said, on the field has been phenomenal, but off the field they've just been model midshipmen, and that's, it's been one of our goals just to make sure that we had good people in our program and represented our school the right way, and they did. And it started with Keenan and Bernie. So grateful for all of them and all their seniors. Obviously, all of Keenan's accolades are well-deserved, and what an unbelievable career he's had. And, it's once in a generation, some of the things he's done. I mean, the things he's done, nobody else has been able to do. So he's going to be hard. We're going to miss him. He already passed the torch to Tongo in the locker room. Just proud of all of our players, our coaches, our staff. Wonderful season. Grateful for Chet Gladchuk and, giving us the resources we need to be successful. And just a great day for our football program.
Coach Scott Wyckoff, WBAL Radio. How do you put into perspective, football-wise, what Keenan did today to end his career on the stage like he did today?
I just thought he played phenomenal. That's a good football team. That's a good defense. And I thought he played with great composure. I thought Coach Jasper called a really good football game. And, they're really pressuring us and, doing a lot of blitzing. And, we threw the ball more than we normally do. But we couldn't let them do what they're doing. They're firing on a ton of different things to stop the run. And we had to throw the ball. And Keenan did a really good job of doing that. But I can't put into words what he's done. There's no way to articulate all that he's done for our program, because not only has he done all this on the field, but off the field, all the pressure that he's had with the Heisman talk and everything, he's just handled everything with such grace and dignity and class. Just amazing how he handled all of that. And I know why, where he got all the teachings from his parents, because I didn't talk to him about any of those interviews. That's him. He's been raised a wonderful young man.
Hey, Ken, how satisfying was it? It just wasn't just Keenan on senior day. It was these other seniors who were going out with great performances themselves.
It couldn't have been a better way for all of our seniors. Just, again, really so happy for them. We can sit here and have this press conference, but there are people we know that are serving our country, and there's some bad people out there, and those guys are going to go serve our country. And so, like I said, I love those guys.
Hey, Ken, Gene Wong, Washington Post. What can you say about the way the team responded after they get that touchdown on the opening kickoff and you score 28 points?
Well, I thought the last time that happened, we won. That's exactly what I thought. Well, okay, that happened at South Florida. So I was trying to have some positive thoughts amongst all of my negative thoughts. I was so mad, but then I had to, recall, hey, that's exactly what happened in South Florida, and we bounced back. And so I knew it was a long game. That's obviously not how you want to start a football game. I think we're still mesmerized by the flag and Miss America or something. We just got distracted by her singing, but we bounced back.
Bill Wagner, Baltimore Sun Media Group. The defense shut out that offense in the first half, and I don't think they ended up scoring their first touchdown until it was like 3:10 left in the third quarter. Can you talk about the job the defense did today?
Dale's done a great job the whole year. Coach Pearson, he's done a really good job the whole year, and just really proud of the way our defense. All those turnovers are huge. Secondary played phenomenal. All those picks. Dan O'Brien and Keith Jones have done a really good job with their secondary. But those are some huge picks, that they moved the ball a little bit, but we had some huge turnovers to try to kind of change the momentum. But our defense has played well all year, and that's a testament to our players and to Dale Pearson.
Coach Mike Murray from the Baltimore Sun Media Group. Coach, that defense for Pitt had a month to prepare for you. What special did you do to decimate them like you did?
Our kids just executed. They executed. We try to do the best we can. Ivan Jasper. I talk about Dale, but Ivan's a really, really good coach. We had a really good offensive staff, and we just tried to make some adjustments, and that's what they did. And we knew they were going to be aggressive. We had some tape stuff from Georgia Tech, but we never really know how people are going to line up. But when you have a 4-year starter at quarterback, it allows you to make some adjustments on the fly, and obviously he did a really good job.
Coach Richard Dunn at Fox 5 in D.C. Can you tell me the thought process about throwing the ball to Keenan?
Well, sometimes in the bowl practices you have too much time to practice. And so, you got to do something. And so we had like 10 minutes of, special plays, and Coach Jasper, and like I said, you got to fill up time. Sometimes I think as coaches you feel like because the NCAA gives you this much time to practice, you have to use them all. And I know I get into that rut, and sometimes after a while you're like, how do we fill time? And so we just had a lot of trick plays, that we're using this week. We actually had more that we didn't even use, but I think a lot of that is the byproduct of bowl week. Just you got too much time in our hands, so we come up with stuff.
Coach, J.J. Regan with CSM Mid-Atlantic. What does it say about the state of Navy and your football program that you were able to win as decisively as you were against an 8-win Power 5 conference team?
I think it says a lot for our program because their losses were to really good football teams, and so we knew they're a really good team. I have a ton of respect for Coach Narduzzi. He's a really good football coach. What they've done hasn't been a fluke. But like I always tell our kids, they're a good football team, but I think we're a really good program too. And the foundation of our programs is in place. We've been here for a long time. Our staff's been established. Mr. Gladchuk's given us all the things, the resources that we need. We have a pretty veteran team, but I thought our kids played well.
Well, Bernie, that's a really good offense, and you all shut them out until about late in the third quarter. Anything in particular you all did? I mean, you really shut them down.
We had a couple weeks after Army for bowl preparation, so coaches did a great job getting us ready, getting a good game plan. We knew they like to come downhill and run the ball, so early in the game, that was our goal to shut that down, which I think we did pretty well. And then the guys behind us, the secondary and linebackers, did a great job defending the pass. So it was just a good combination, great effort across the board.
Laurentiis, secondary gets 3 interceptions. Just how do you feel you played Pittsburgh, and how were you able to kind of generate those turnovers?
Assignment football. That's kind of what it comes down to. Like you said, we had plenty of time to prepare, and we stuck to the basics. We just played the calls we've been learning since we showed up and tried to execute as best we could. And when you're in the right spot, it's easier to make plays.
Bernie, for you as a senior to set the single-season record for the wins at Navy, most wins of any senior class, all that stuff, kind of put that in perspective. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot. Going back to January, February, thinking, where our team would be at the end. If you had told me we'd have 11 wins, I would have took that every time. But, we seniors got together early on in the off season, and we just decided that we want to be a little different this year. We want to do some things that made us different, on the field and off the field. Everyone bought in pretty well, and it just became contagious throughout the whole locker room. And I think the results show for itself.
And to compliment Bernie, I think him and Keenan have been the best senior captains we had since I've been here. Even as a peer, I look up to Bernie and Keenan because no matter where we're at in the season, they always kept the focus, 1-0, and we all fed off of them. And this, honestly, I wholly believe that this class wouldn't be here if it weren't for leadership like these two, and that meant a lot to me, and that's what I'm gonna take away from this season. Yeah.
Thank you. You got a question for these two?
Sorry. Save some time for Keenan, right?
Your thoughts on the performance today, running, catching, throwing, and everything. A good way to go out for you?
Definitely. I was glad I actually caught the ball. Redeemed myself from last year.
Can you put in perspective as a senior what a win like this means? Most wins for a single season, most wins of any senior class, and 3 straight bowl wins.
We can just come back. Like I said on the field, 20-year reunion, come back and still brag and talk about it, and just kick back and laugh. Talking to the seniors that have already graduated, I'm in tears laughing about just stories. We want to talk about specific games. We just tell stories about the coaches, about things that happened during the game that are funny but wasn't funny at the time. So, those are things we're going to remember. And it's here. A few years from now, we'll probably be doing it.
Does it feel good to have this kind of performance in your final game of your career?
I mean, yeah, you always want to go out with a bang, and to win as a team is pretty awesome.
Can you tell us more about your catch and how that was drawn up, or how the coach brought that in, or how the play was called, and how excited you were for it, and things like that?
Well, he kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting him to run it when we did, which is probably the best deal, because if I would have knew we was running, then I probably would have dropped the ball. So, I actually dropped one in practice, so I was surprised he went ahead and ran it. But we executed. Sean just he threw it up, gave me a chance, and I was able to come down with the ball.
Noah Copeland did tweet that now he catches it.
Hey, Keenan, with all the records that you do hold, is there one that stands up more than the other? The quarterback rushing yards, the total points, the touchdowns, any of those?
Most wins in the season. You play the game to win, so the record with wins is the one that means the most to me.
They had 3 weeks to prepare for your offense. Coach Jasper unveiled a few wrinkles, an empty backfield was never seen, and some other plays that we had not seen before. Can you talk about the job he did to kind of throw them off balance with some different stuff?
Yeah, I remember early last week we were just in meetings, and the coach was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go empty, put 3 A-backs in the game," and we just kind of drew it up and had a couple plays off of it, and it was a nice little package. And some of the stuff we've been practicing throughout the entire season, we just never really ran it. But coach was like, "It's the last game, you might as well just kind of empty the tank, really."
Keenan, about the 88 rushing touchdowns, that career record, that's quite a record, and one that might never be broken. I know you don't want to go too much on the personal stuff, but talk about that accomplishment.
Well, it's funny because I was going to a sponsor's house, and somebody texted me and was like, "Yeah, somebody tied your record," and I was kind of confused. And I looked him up, and I saw that he had 4 touchdowns in his bowl game. So, I'm a competitor. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, I was like, I got to get that record back. I knew that I would have opportunities, and I try to make the best of my opportunities. If I didn't get it, then it's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, it's all about winning. But to be able to seal the game and get the record at the same time is pretty cool.
Keenan, I know it's too soon to think about stuff like this, but you did pass the torch to Tago in the locker room. As you walk off that field, you guys were on there for a while with the ceremony and taking pictures and everything. Did you stop to think for a sec, this is the last time I'll walk off the field in uniform? Did it go through your mind at all?
I didn't. I was just trying to stay present in the moment. Everything comes to an end, and all good things come to an end. So, I wouldn't have it any other way. I know a few of us were a little upset that we didn't get to, go to the New Year's Six game. That was kind of our major goal. But I mean, really thinking about it, what a better way to end it, than on your home field, and the way we won, and to get the most wins in the senior class as well as the most wins in the season in Navy history. I mean, I don't think there's a better place to do it than here.
What is playing with Keenan and the senior class in general kind of meant for you?
Well, it meant a lot. I've been here for 3 years, and these guys have always been big leaders on the team, and including Keenan especially. And this year, right after last season, they kind of cracked the whip in the first practice. They set the tone right and let us know what type of season that we're going to work for. And that's the same thing that they're preaching us now, up and coming, that we got to be in that same role. So.
Any other questions for these two?
Brennan, your interception late in the first half, they're coming down the field like wildfire. That was, could you talk about how that play developed, what you saw, what you were able to take advantage of?
He slipped. I knew 23 is a really good guy, really good receiver, and I knew they were going to try to go to him, but he slipped, and we just capitalized on it.
What do you feel the difference was defensively? You kept him out of the end zone. Their offense, at least, for the entire first half.
The interior. I think everybody was working together, and everybody was focusing on their job. And when you do that, everything fits well, and you work good as a defense, and that's how.
Anything else for these two? We got 2 more guys. Chris Swain, Tony Gully.
Hey, Chris, just your thoughts on being able to kind of finish the season this way, 11 wins, most ever by a Navy team, most wins in a senior class, all that stuff. How does it feel for you?
It's one of the best feelings I ever experienced here at the Naval Academy, to win at home, to win 11 games, and to win the bowl game. It was just a great feeling. It's awesome. I'm still soaking it in.
Gentlemen, the yards that you guys were able to gain on the ground, what was the key this afternoon to get the opportunities you were able to?
We just executed up front. the 5 guys up front, they did a good job blocking along with the A-backs and me when I had to. And we accomplished what we wanted to do.
Definitely just doing your job. I agree with him. We all just did our job and executed, and that's how we did it.
Not to point the spotlight somewhere else, but Keenan, his final game, he leads the team in rushing, receiving yards as well. And just what does he mean to you guys as a leader, as a guy running the offense out there?
He means a lot, and being an A-back, we are called to block for him a lot, and I take pride. As soon as I heard he was, in the march for this record, I put it on myself to, help him get there, and I did everything in my power to help him get that. So when he got the record, I felt probably the same enjoyment that he did. So I definitely took that on myself.
Like you said, he deserves everything. He inspires me on and off the field to do good on the field and in the classroom. One of the best guys I know, and he deserves everything he accomplished.
Tonio, can you talk about your touchdown run there? I mean, Pittsburgh had scored twice in 17 seconds, and you kind of have a long drive to work some clock off, and you score on that 15-yard run. Just what happened there?
Definitely, we were actually running up tempo, and my number was called, and it could have been any A-back in at that point, but when your number's called, you just got to make the play, make the best of it, and that's exactly what I did, just try to make a play for the team.
Guys, how satisfying is it to beat a team like Pittsburgh, power conference, really good team, 8 wins, had some tough losses, but to beat a team like that, what does that mean to this group?
It means a lot because for years we've been underdogs. Everybody really count us out, and but to play well and show up in a big time game, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
And to piggyback off of him, Pitt's a very good football team. If you look at their losses, they lost to very good teams.
Anything else? All right, thank you guys.